In the previous lecture, I asked you the question, who are you? In this lecture, I want to develop that more and I want to ask you, where are you? Now, this is quite an interesting question because you may think of it in a physical sense. You may think, well, I'm in Dublin, I'm in New York, I'm at home. But that's not the question really that I'm asking. That's not the answer that I'm looking for. I want to know, where are you in your life in relation to your goals, your mental state, your physical state, and actually where you live is a very important part of this as well. So let's talk about this. I realized a number of years ago that I was living in Dublin, and while I was happy with that, I felt the urge to explore a little bit more. And sometimes life doesn't work out the way we expect it, which can be quite welcoming at times. And I applied for a job to work as a trainer in an international recruitment firm. And the job was in Barcelona. And I thought, I'd lived all my life in Dublin, and I thought, Barcelona, wow, what an opportunity. And then as I progressed in the interview process, they told me that the job involved travel. And I thought, wow. So after a series of interviews, I thought, well, where am I in life? And I asked myself that question. I said, well, I'm mid-30s. I've been doing a lot of contracting work, and I want to change. And there had been a lot going on in my life. I was going through a separation, which was very, very difficult for me. And I thought a change is going to be something that is very welcome to me. After about 3 months of waiting and interviews and talking to the consultant and talking to various people in the recruitment company, I actually got the job. They ring me up, they say, would you like to move to Barcelona? And I thought, of course, sunshine, beautiful beaches. I thought, this is perfect. And it's strange the way life conspires to work for you rather than against you when you let it. Because I happened to be going out with somebody who was from Barcelona. She was living in Dublin, but she was from Barcelona and she was open to the idea as well. So I moved over and suddenly I was somewhere where I wanted to be. Now, a very interesting story just to tell you is that I used to say to my students, my goal, my dream is to have a 3-bedroom apartment in Barcelona. And I didn't know how I was going to get it, but I knew why I wanted this. It was something that I'd always wanted to move to Spain. And then suddenly I woke up one morning and I was in a 3-bedroom apartment. Not my own. It wasn't in Barcelona, it was in my father-in-law's house. And I thought, that's interesting. I wanted to be somewhere and now I'm here. And coming over here to Barcelona also helped me get into a better state of mind. And it made me think of where was I in terms of my career and also in terms of my mental state. Because yes, it had been very difficult with separations, etc. So now my life seemed to be taking some sort of form, but I still wanted more. So again, I started to reflect, and I had a great opportunity to reflect because I was traveling quite a lot. I managed to travel through South America. I believe it was 6 or 8 weeks into the job. They told me, you're going to go to Bogota in Colombia to give a training session. And I thought, wow, I'm going to go over to this country. I'm going to go and I'm going to speak and train in a language that is not my native language. And this gave me an opportunity to really start to reflect. Sitting in a hotel room, there's not a lot much more to do than reflect sometimes. And it was really, really interesting. I started to reflect and I was thinking, okay, is this what I want? Is this where I want to be? And I mean this, and I'm still talking about the physical, is this where I wanted to live? Perhaps I wanted to move to South America at a later stage. I'd never thought about going to Latin America. And then I moved to another country for training, and I thought maybe this is where I want to be. And over the course of two or 3 years, I traveled extensively across Latin America, Europe, and then finally North America. And all that time I asked that question, where do I want to be? And the answer came to me that actually Barcelona was where I wanted to be, where I wanted to live. And where did I want to be mentally? Well, I actually discovered that what was very important to me and what I wanted, where I wanted to be mentally, was I wanted to have a feeling of freedom, a feeling of sunshine on my skin, a feeling of looking out and seeing a blue sky. And that feeling would make me happy. Now, my question to you is, where do you want to be? And this is, where do you physically want to be? Would you like to move somewhere else? And you may at this point, and I understand you may at this point be saying that's impossible because I have a family, because I have a girlfriend, because I have a husband, because I have a job, I can't move. But we're going to explore a little bit about that when we talk about goal setting. I want you to also reflect, where are you now in relation to your mental state? Are you in a happy place? Have you even thought about what is a happy place? What is actually happening to you at the moment? Well, this section and the resources that we provide are going to help you focus in on that and see exactly where you are mentally. What about career-wise? Are you happy with that? What I found is that a lot of people start a career in their 20s and suddenly they end up in their 40s. And this is where they start asking this question. Who am I? Where am I? And this is where they kind of start to explore and say, well, hold on a second. Is there something else beyond what I am doing in my 9-to-5 job? The good news is, yes, there is. There is a lot more. But it's not something that you can just discover. We need to prompt. You need to be prompted and shown the tools that are going to help you find all of this out. In our next lecture, we're going to talk about the present moment and how you're going to progress to who you want to be.